everyone, welcome to Swapmoto Live presented by Ogio. I'm Don Maeda, editor of Transworld Motocross. Today in the studio we have Nick Wey of the Moto Mafia MC and Millville 125 national winner. I was there that day, but we have him here to talk about life after racing and being a mini dad and a soccer and gymnastics dad too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's busy. I thought racing professionally for so many years was a tough task, but it seems like dadding is the extreme level of tough.
Yeah, I texted him last night actually and said, "Hey, let's go ride a mountain bike." And your answer was, "Were you reffing or coaching last night?"
No, I got to go referee. I got some kids jumping around everywhere.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was like
No,
the next level.
No.
Like Nick in a striped shirt.
No, I could pull that off.
Nice. All right, so 2016 was your last official pro race, right? Las Vegas Supercross 16?
Yeah, 16 I raced a few events towards the end.
Filling in on Team Tedder.
Well, I mean, I kind of wanted to race that season. I didn't necessarily make sense of it financially, so I kind of felt like I was ready enough. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I rode a couple. And it was fun. I mean, obviously I probably should have not raced multiple years before that, but I mean, it's a learning thing. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've learned a lot of things at the end of my career that are helping me now and helping me help my son, and I'm now helping Cincerillo and Dakota Tedder, so I'm helping these younger guys on all facets of my career, whether I was on a factory team or a privateer or towards the end of my career on my own team. I learned some invaluable lessons, whether it's with the bike or with training, so I'm happy to pass that information along.
Throughout your career, you had many top level rides. I mean, there was Yamaha Troy. You were from Mitch Payton on the Pro Circuit team. What do you? Is there a season that stands out for you as like the season that you loved?
Well, yeah, like you said. I mean, I went into the professional ranks on the Pro Circuit team, which was head and shoulders the elite team at the time, essentially. Had some success there and learned a lot, and then I finished out my 125 career with a factory support team with Yamaha, and then I pointed out of the team of the class, and then so I moved up into a privateer spot, which kind of caught me off guard, which I was okay with because growing up in Michigan, I didn't really have, it's not like growing in Southern California. It's if something happens to your bike on Thursday, you figure it out, right? If you're going to go to a race. So that was kind of actually fun for me and a learning experience, and then it took me a couple of years to get into a factory ride, which I rode factory Suzuki in 04, and then felt like I had some pretty good success that year. I got top 5 in Supercross overall in the series, and then did really close to top 5 outdoors, although I was racing 4-strokes. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I had learned a lot, and I definitely did exactly what the team had kind of asked of me as far as working with the team trainer and things like that. So again, learned a lot, and switched to the MDK privateer team, and then kind of had enough as to where I got to do something here, and got hurt in 05 and was super unsure as how things were going to progress. And in 06 I probably had my best season as a privateer. So
what year was the J-Law year?
That was after my stint with the MDK group there, 09.
Yeah. What was it like racing on a team with Jason Lawrence that was essentially built around him?
Well, when I first, because I kind of had a relationship through, I was making it work. Obviously I had a lot of factory support over the years, but essentially I knew that it wasn't really dependent on the support or the level of support or the guys I had standing around me. It was up to me to succeed. Mm-hmm. So over the years I had gained a lot of relationships and worked towards some personal sponsorships on these other teams, and that's what allowed me to kind of continue racing past my prime, I guess. But yeah, I had a deal with AM PM. A friend of mine worked there, and they were kind of doing a collab with a small energy drink, like those 5-hour energy type shots. Mm-hmm. And so I brought to that team, which I thought was going to be Yamaha Troy when I set everything up, some shelf space for Monster, and then that turned into the J-Law thing. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily exactly what I was expecting for sure, but yeah, again, I did my best. Yeah. I try to hang my hat on always, and then learn a lot.
Yeah.
As one would expect.
As a guy who's raced two-strokes at the highest level and four-strokes at the highest level, it was simpler in the two-stroke days, wasn't it? I mean, because there was a year, y'all have to fill me in because I've hit my head a few times, but you needed a bike. You borrowed one of our test bikes because it was newer, and you raced our CR250 at Anaheim 1 Supercross with just a few modifications, right?
Yeah, and so in 2005 would have been, so I rode Factory Suzuki in 2004, and then 2005 I rode MDK Honda, and we were just full privateer effort, which MDK, the owner Mark Kwame, he did a great job supporting me, and we didn't not that we didn't have anything. It's just you were able to get the bike sooner than we were. So I borrowed that one, and then because the engine was better on the 05 than the 04, and at the time, like on a two-stroke, your engine is important. And at that point, we're starting to race four strokes also, like Wyndham and a few other people were riding four strokes. So yeah, you helped me out with that, and we were able to kind of get a little bit more competitive too. So yeah, exactly, kind of just relationships and figuring things out along the way.
Pretty crazy. So what do you think about the four-stroke domination of the sport now? Is it? I think at the amateur level, the four-stroke revolution per se has hurt the growth of the sport. It's kind of financially prohibitive to get involved. But what about for racing? I mean, I've heard arguments that, well, RV, he says injuries happen more now because the bikes are too powerful.
Well, certainly when you're going faster, like more mile an hour is going to create injury. I mean, I think the professional level has done a good job on the outdoors of making the track softer and ruddier, so it's not really, you're not going as fast as what you could if they didn't prep it deep. But certainly I think a two-stroke, you definitely weigh upon your skill level more than just the bike itself. Whereas like through my career, I rode two strokes, and then there was two strokes and four strokes, then there was four strokes that would blow up, and then there's four strokes that would bog, and then there's four strokes that now are fuel injected. And then now the fuel injection there's a lot of stuff you can do to detune the power and specific RPM ranges and kind of prevent wheel spinning on certain parts of the track, or I don't know, so there's just a lot to it that the general consumer doesn't necessarily see, whereas it takes a lot of the riding skill out of it, and it puts a little bit more into the hands of the technicians on the teams. Yeah. But certainly the two-stroke is much harder to ride. And even like the first year we started all riding four strokes at Supercross, the track that would get hammered quick. Yeah. So like, yeah, down to the cement and the ruts, and so that certainly plays a part of it too, and I think that's part of, maybe not necessarily keeping all the riders safe. I think that's a lot of it, but generally I think just the speeds are higher with four-stroke, and ultimately it's just easier to ride. So there's the competition is pretty deep for the fact that it's not that hard to get around the track.
Cool. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Nick helping out some of today's stars.
Hey guys, Marvin Muscan here. Liat is giving away one Nick brace every week during 2018. For your chance to win, send your best thrill moment, and for more details, check out Liat on social media.
Since 1973, FMF has been about getting more out of riding motorcycles. More power, more wins, more fun. Innovation and American craftsmanship makes FMF today's leader in performance. FMF, feel the power.
What's up? This is Christian Craig. As a motocross racer, being in top physical shape is a must, and my favorite way to train is cycling. And whether it's road biking or mountain biking, I rely on Roy's Cyclery to keep my bikes in perfect running order.
Hey, welcome back to Swapmoto Live, presented by Ogio. We are here with Nick Wey. And hey, we're going to talk a little bit about you helping out Adam Cincerillo this year. How did that relationship form, and how has it been helping that kid?
Yeah, I've known Adam for quite some time, actually. I think you covered it once when you did the "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader" type jam, and you gave us some. Yeah, somehow I lost that.
He's a smart kid.
Yeah, I feel like that was rigged. But anyways, yeah. So I met him. Should have been like maybe 2009, 2010. I spent a fair bit of time riding in Florida, at which was Villapoto's place at the time, and he came to ride there with his dad. And so I got to know them then. And then when they came to California, we would kind of stay in touch. And I rode the Kawasaki track, and he would also. So yeah, we'd always been stay in touch. And obviously, I respected the way he rode, and his dad was a friend also. So I've known those guys for quite some time now, and then he got to a point where he wanted a little bit of help, and then I kind of started off slow and offering advice where I saw fit, and then this year I pretty much had gone to every race that he raced this year, and I sent him a riding schedule every day, and we were in contact pretty much every day about whatever I can do to help him with. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. I mean, this year was a little bit tough for him. He obviously had surgery on his knee here recently, and so he'll miss the outdoors, but he struggled with that injury some, but at the same time, he had a pretty successful Supercross season. He came just short of winning the title, which is kind of which is everyone's goal, obviously. So I guess we'll give it another try next year. Yeah.
So Adam, as a mini bike rider, was like an incredible personality, like really smart kid, good sense of humor. And Adam, as an adult, is quite entertaining as well. And one thing he's not shy about is his desire to win and desire to succeed. So it's got to be refreshing to work with someone that's that driven and wants to work that hard.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, obviously, to actually add absolute value to somebody is, telling them some things that they don't want to hear. So it's not always exciting on his end from, our interactions. But yeah, it's fun because his will to win is definitely there, and he, it seems like every time we go to the track, he is among the 1% of the fastest riders out there. So the biggest thing we need to work on is his consistency and just kind of like his overall thought process while he's on the track, and try to just get what he's doing just a little bit more consistent. Which I mean, I feel like we've gained a lot of momentum there, and he's fun to work with for sure.
So at the top level, Nick is coaching Adam Cincerillo, and he won the season-ending Las Vegas Supercross. But you're also coaching your own kids now. It's been fun for me to watch you evolve as a mini bike dad, if you would. We have our own amateur race series at Transworld Motocross. There's probably 24 races in Southern California per year, and Nick has come out and raced a couple himself. But we've also really enjoyed watching your kids come up through the ranks. So now your oldest son, Vincent, he's gone from racing the Pee Wee first timer class to he just won the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge, correct?
Yeah, that was cool. Like you said, he won the last event that KTM put on there at Las Vegas Supercross, which was cool. They're helping Adam and also help Dakota Tedder. It's not a lot of supervising that I need to do on that day, and obviously I try to make sure he's well coached to try to eliminate any sort of extra risk. So my wife kind of took him to the gate, and then I'd stand like 5-6 feet back. But yeah, it ended up going pretty well for him. He had a little bit of a dicey first lap where he crashed a couple times, but he came through and ended up passing a couple boys in the last lap to win. So yeah, he was over the moon excited. And like you said, with your events, kind of went to those events from the beginning with him, not knowing where this would lead, but it seems like it's escalating pretty quickly because he's a pretty determined little guy.
Yeah. So has motocross taken over as his life's passion, or is he still enjoying the other sports?
Yeah, no, we just signed him up for fall soccer, and he rides BMX a bunch. I mean, I try to make sure that he's not one-dimensional by any means, and obviously if he wants to race, then I'll help him pursue that, but it needs to be his idea at the same time. So there's a lot of times where you've seen my wife Nicole at the track with the boys by herself on the weekend, whereas like I'm at the races helping Adam in Dakota, and she's, I kind of, like I said, I make sure he's pretty well coached as to what the risks are and what he shouldn't be doing as far as technique on the bike, and then ultimately it's up to him to be just how he wants to succeed or not. But I make sure that he knows the safe route. Yeah. And so Nicole takes them a lot, which is pretty cool for both of them. It kind of empowers them to understand that like I can't run across the track and catch them, right? Because there's a bit of a false sense of confidence that some parents feel like maybe is there, where it's obviously just the kids. They need to be up to speed as to what the risks are and how they should be approaching the event. So I enjoy that actually, because it really helps. My boys are super tight with my wife, not just because of that, but it really helps.
Yeah, just as we enjoyed watching Vincent and Donovan progress the series, Nicole as Moto Mom of the Year, her comfort level at the races is I mean, you guys used to call me and say, hey, I'm going to be at the Supercross, can you help out Nicole and get the kids signed up and everything? And like, she hasn't called in a while. I think she just goes in there and knows what to do now.
Yeah, not only that, like Mitch Payton, his wife Kristen, they brought Ty and Tanner out, and she was, showing them the ropes. So she gets pretty, she's happy, and she's obviously confident with being around it. She hadn't necessarily grown up in motocross or racing at all. She's just from DeWitt also, which there's not a huge motocross community in DeWitt, that's for sure. Yeah. So she didn't know anything about it until obviously we were, dating and such, which was well into my pro career. So. Yeah, she's kind of thrown away. She's thrown off by how serious the parents take it so soon. Yeah. Which I think is also just like an emotional thing where they think that somehow they're gonna, will their kid into doing something that they feel, which fair enough. But it's cool to see her out there.
So has her mini mom life escalated to the point yet where she wants a T-shirt that's got bedazzling with like Donovan 25, Vincent 27.
No, I mean luckily that's not really her jam, Yeah. But yeah, I can see her wearing that though. Yeah.
So how about Donovan? Talk about him a little bit. That he was our Transworld Motocross Rider of the Month a little while ago.
Yeah, he's 5 now, and I think he's been racing for like a year. But I mean, essentially, we just take him because Vincent's riding, and obviously, it's pretty good for him just as like a self-esteem thing. And then obviously, there's a lot of responsibility for a 5-year-old as he knows that it's It's not that it's super dangerous, but it's not the safest thing to do for your kid. Yeah. But the benefits far outweigh the risks. He's so happy with himself, whether he gets first, last, in your guys' series. No matter what, he's always in a battle. Yeah. Right, because he's a younger of the group. And he's just gotten a Cobra P3. So he's super excited about that, and he feels like he's really in. He asked me to park his bike in the spot which he calls in the game. Put my bike in the game. Nice. So that's like position number 1 in the garage, like by the toolbox next to the bench. Yeah. I'm gonna need the 2.5 machine in the game, Dad. Cool. Fair enough.
Okay, but your life with the kids isn't just moto or soccer. I mean, you're also gymnastics dad with Ava, right? Yeah. He's also got your oldest child is.
Yeah, she's Ava, 11. Right? Yeah,
she's 11. So while the other mini dads probably enjoy seeing Supermoto mom at the races. You probably don't mind being at the gymnastics, seeing the gymnastics mom, right?
Well, I mean, I can't really think of too many to write home about.
But how is that though? I mean, watching your daughter do something that you know nothing about. It's got to be kind of exciting.
Well, the thing I find confidence with my boys riding because I feel like I'm very well versed in that area, obviously. Which, yeah, I mean, I think with gymnastics, it's a work in progress for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's done awesome. She qualified for a regional event, which she did super well at here recently, and she keeps elevating her level at the gym. But she spends 5 days a week there. I mean, 5-6 hours after school. So it's a huge commitment for her, and I go there to watch. You know, I mean, it's like 8:30, 8:45, 9 at night when she's done, and they're in there just doing upside down sit-ups and push-ups, and I'm just like, wow, I'm a lazy bum over here, coming here to watch you little girls work out. But yeah, again, it's another. She's developed an awesome work ethic from doing that gymnastics, and she has a true passion for it. So, although it's a lot of work for her, it seems like it's a lot of sacrifice headed her way with school and things like that. But yeah, she seems to excel. So I mean, yeah, my things are. I mean, I'm proud of the way things are going.
Cool. So yeah, hey, you're living proof that there's life after motocross racing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely very thankful for have grown up racing, but also I'm pretty thankful for my parents because I have a brother and a sister also. And my brother raced briefly when he was super young, but our lives never really like revolved around it. It was always like my deal. My dad had always raced, I guess not always, but he raced when he was in his 20s, pretty seriously, I guess, in Michigan. But he's kind of like a fan. He's a fan in general of the sport, and he was pretty knowledgeable, so he kind of could teach me the basics. But beyond that, it was always like I'd come back and just snap about the clutch. You know, some of the clutch is burnt or whatever. He'd be like, I don't know what to tell you, man. That thing's throwing a mean roost. And I'd be like, this guy.
Yeah.
But so they were always super supportive, and it was always my deal as to, and not only that, like the first year I even rode the entire year as an amateur was the first year I raced professional on a pro circuit. So I went through public school all the way through 11th grade, and it was something that I was truly passionate about, but it was something that it took a back burner for 4 months of the year where I was doing other stuff, whether it was playing basketball on the school team or soccer or whatever else I was, into with the school activities. So I don't know, maybe if that added to my longevity within the sport, but certainly that's kind of like what I'd like to pass along to my kids is just empower them with other things to where they can have other avenues. It's not just one thing.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the show. You guys, if you like what you saw, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, check out transworldmx.com. Give my buddy Nick Wey here a follow on Instagram, NickWey27.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks for watching.